Hello everyone, welcome back to another vlog. My name is Jennifer, but everyone calls me Yenny. In this video, I am doing my first grocery haul. I am shopping for a family of 3. It's me, my husband, and my 16-year-old son, Jaden. And today I shopped at Walmart and at Brookshires, which is basically the norm. Now, I don't know if Brookshires are everywhere or if it's just in Texas, but it is a smaller grocery store. And it's a little more expensive than Walmart, so usually I only go there for fruit and just whatever items were out of stock at Walmart. All of this together ended up being a little bit over $300, which is just ridiculous. And most of this is just for a week. Some of the snacks and lunch items will last us a couple of weeks. Good morning, everyone. As you can see, I just picked up my grocery order from Walmart, and I also stopped at Brookshires and got a few other items that were out at Walmart or that I like to pick out myself. So this is a lot of groceries. This is what we need for the week. This is just for a week. Well, it's 7 days of meal planning that I have in here, plus just the other items that we're already missing or that we have run out of. And to be honest, yesterday I was so mad at how expensive everything is. I'm shopping for 3 and it is over $200 just for the items that we need and just for meals for a week, and plus a couple little extras, but nothing like super exaggerated. I don't have a huge pantry. I don't have a whole lot of kids. I don't have a big family. So this is just for the 3 of us, and it is unbelievable how much all of this is. Plus what I went to go buy at Brookshires, it's just a few bags, and there alone was $77. So all of this is $300. That just blows my mind. I can't even believe it. But I am going to quickly get all of this out of the bag so I can show you what exactly I got. And I need to hurry up and do that because somewhere in here is some ice cream. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Okay, I found the ice cream. My husband wanted me to get some pecan ice cream for him because he's been craving it. So I just got the Great Value brand one. And then I found these Neapolitan ice cream sandwiches. I got those for Jaden. He really loves those. So I'm gonna go ahead and set these 2 in the freezer. Okay, you guys, so I got everything out of the bags. And before I show you all of that, I wanted to go ahead and run my meal plan by you guys so that you can kind of see where everything is going and why I bought everything. This has the Sunday through Saturday little letters on the side, but I do not really go by that. All I do is pick 7 meals that we're either craving or we just want, or I just like happen to be like, okay, that'll be good for this week. And I write them down. I put all the ingredients in my shopping list, make sure that I have everything for all of these meals. And then that way I don't really like follow it day by day. Like I don't go in order. I just, for example, will look at it on a certain day and see what I'm feeling like, see what I'm craving, see what I have time for, because some of these meals do take a longer time. So maybe those meals I'll make like on the weekend, or I'll make them on days where I don't have my grandbaby, and like the simpler meals I'll do on times where I'm like running short on time, where I have to do other things or go places, or when I have my grandbaby, I tend to pick the simpler meals on those days. And then other days when I don't feel like looking at it, I do just go by like, okay, this is what's next on the list. I'm just gonna go ahead and make that. So this is what I have for the next 7 days, which today is Thursday, August 21st, so I don't do groceries on a certain day either. It's just whenever I run through all of my meals, then I will just make a whole new meal plan. And some of these days, like on certain days, I won't cook. Just either I don't feel like cooking, or we're out and about or something, we end up eating out. So then that's why it doesn't like stick to a certain plan. Like on Thursdays I go and get groceries. It's just whenever I run out of meals. Now of course, if we do run out of other things, I will stop by the store and grab the other items that we are needing before I do my whole actual grocery shopping. But we were running pretty low on everything, so maybe that's why it's also a little bit higher this time. I don't know. It was super expensive, but this is what we have for the next 7 days. I have chicken and green spaghetti, which I'm going to go ahead and make that tonight. And I'm going to use chicken legs. And I want to get that one out of the way because I have cilantro that I'm going to be needing for it. And cilantro, for me, it goes bad really fast. I haven't found a way to make it last longer. I think that's just the way it is. So usually if I get cilantro, I'll make the meals that use the cilantro first. So that happens to be on top, and I am going to use that one. And then the next day, I have bistec and frijoles. I'm just gonna torar some bistec with cebolla and have some refried beans on the side. I have salmon, asparagus, and potatoes. The potatoes are gonna be oven roasted potatoes. Caldo de albóndigas. I am craving caldo de albóndigas. And I had seen on the weather app that we were gonna have one day that was gonna be 80, and then this morning I checked it again and there's no 80. There is an 85, so I will probably make this on the day that it's 85 degrees. And then I have lemon garlic butter chicken linguine, I have tacos de cazuela, and I have sopa fria. These last two, I didn't know what else to put on here, and my husband was home and I was like, okay, what are you craving for dinner? What do you want me to make for dinner? And he picked these two, so those are the last two that are on there. Of course, they're not in any particular order, but this is what we have for the next 7 meals, the next 7 days of meals. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with the meats over here. So I have some chicken legs. That's what I'm making tonight. I don't know how I'm gonna make them. I'll probably just put them in the oven and then just make the green spaghetti for the side. These are the bistecs that I'm gonna be using for another meal. And I'll just fry these up with some onion. And this is my ground beef. This is what I'm gonna be using for my caldo de albóndigas. And I got a chuck pot roast, and this I will half it. And use half of it for the tacos de cazuela, and then the other half it'll just be in the freezer for another meal plan. So these are the meats that I was needing for this week, and it's not a lot. That's why I am so surprised at how expensive everything was. So that's what I got. My pastas are over here. This is for the green spaghetti. I got a half-length spaghetti. I got some elbow pasta. That's for the sopa fria, and I have my linguine for the lemon garlic chicken linguine. And then, like I said, here is my cilantro. One of these I'm going to use for the caldo de albóndigas, and the other one I'm going to use for the green spaghetti, and hopefully the other one doesn't go bad. If it does, by the time I make the albóndigas, then I'll just go get another one. And then these are some little smokies that I picked up. This is for a breakfast. I am going to make some little pigs in the blankets for Jaden for breakfast one day. Here's all my vegetables right here. I have an onion. I already have 2 in the fridge, so I only grabbed 1 more. I have an avocado, some asparagus for our salmon. I have some tomatoes. This is going to be for my caldo de albóndigas and for my tacos de cazuela. And then over here, I have 2 Granny Smith apples, 2 plums, 2 peaches. And like I said, there's only 3 of us, so I don't like to buy too much of one and then have them go bad. So that's good for us. And then here's some bananas. I did buy some like more riper looking bananas. They didn't have a good selection of bananas. These are green. These are gonna hang up for us to use. These I'm going to freeze for Jaden. He uses them in his smoothies. So I always like to have some frozen bananas for him. I'll peel them and then probably just like split them in 3s. And then some poblanos for my green spaghetti. Here's the salmon that I got, and these I'll season them up and put them in the air fryer, and they taste really good that way. I got a raspberry lemonade. My husband and Jaden really love those. And then I got Jaden some little like after school snacks. So I got him some pizza rolls, some chicken nuggets, and some like the Totino's pizzas. He really likes those. And these, like I said, they'll either just be like after school snacks, or on the weekend, he will just have these for lunch. Over here are some more fruits. So we have a little container of strawberries, kiwis. I got some blueberries and some grapes. And then I got this little salad for Jaden also for an after school snack. He really loves those. I grabbed this cherry Pepsi Zero. I usually just get like Coke Zero or Dr. Pepper Zero, but this came up when I was searching a Coke Zero. This one came up and it was on sale, so I decided to go ahead and get this and give it a try. I don't know if I've ever tried that. I don't think I have. And here's some more snacks for Jaden. I got him some Cheez-Its and some of this Great Value Mountain Trail Mix. These are really good. We love those. I got some butter over here, some heavy whipping cream, some crema mexicana. This is for my green spaghetti. This is for my garlic chicken linguine, and then more after school snacks for Jaden. And then I grabbed these for me. These are the strawberry cheesecake little individual yogurt packs. I really like these with strawberries and blueberries or bananas and granola. It tastes really, really good. I got some ham just for like sandwiches, and then also for the sopa fria, which I thought I had only ordered one, but I guess I ordered two, so we have two of those. Here are my tortillas. We always are buying tortillas, and these are the ones that I am running out of right now. So I have the Guerrero corn tortillas. These are the ones that I use for everything. My husband eats those. And then I have these yellow corn tortillas, the extra thin ones, and these are the ones that I use, and I'm the only one that will eat these. These are 120 calories for 3 of those. And then I got the Carb Balance flour tortillas, and these are 45 calories for 1 tortilla. So these 2 are mine, and then I buy the regular ones for my husband and Jaden, and I also already have regular flour tortillas in the fridge as well, so I didn't get any of those. And then we got some crescent rolls. One of these are going to be for the chicken linguine, and then the other one is going to be for the little smokies. Over here we got some noodles. We got the chicken and chile one, and then just the chili flavor one, and then I got 2 of the little cup ones, the hot and spicy chicken. Here are the cereal that I picked up this week. I got Apple Jacks for Jaden, and then my husband ran out of the Honey Bunches of Oats with almonds. This is his favorite cereal, so I always buy this one for him. And then I just pick random ones for Jaden to have. So this time I went with the Apple Jacks. And this is the coffee that we like. So I got another one of these before we run out. We needed more Splenda, so I grabbed that one. This is one of my favorite seasonings, this Nature's seasoning. It is so good. It's good on everything. It makes everything taste really good. And then I have this Pato salsa de tomate, and this is for my caldo de albóndigas. Let me see, I think I missed, I grabbed this thing of cinnamon rolls because they were 2 for $5, so I decided to grab this and have these for Jaden for breakfast one morning. A gallon of milk, and then I never ever buy creamers, but here lately I've been craving something sweet. Well, honestly, I've been craving a pumpkin spice latte or a pumpkin cream cold brew. I am waiting for those to come out at Starbucks, and I am going to have both of them in one day. But I was looking for pumpkin spice, and they did not have any. I usually just drink my coffee black, and I really enjoy it. Like, that's the way I like, but I have been craving something a little sweet, so I went with this zero creamer caramel macchiato, and this says 1 tablespoon is 20 calories. So I'm gonna give this a try and see if I like it, and see if just 1 or 2 tablespoons of this is enough, because I don't want to add too much of it. So we'll see how good this really is. Okay, and moving on to this side, I had to put some over here because they didn't fit in my table anymore. So I grabbed 2 of the 18 packs of eggs. I grabbed some bread for Jaden. This is what Jaden and my husband will use. And then this is the one that I like, and this is the one that I always buy for myself. And this one is 45 calories, so that's why I get that. And even though this tastes good for everybody, I'm on a kind of like a weight loss plan right now, and Jaden wants to gain weight. So even though he likes this, he is not trying to cut calories anywhere. So I grabbed this for him. And then we have some calidad chips. These are the ones that my husband likes, and these we'll use for the caldo de albóndigas. And then these are the crackers that we always get, the saladitas. This will also be for the caldo de albóndigas and for the sopa fría. And then over here on this side is just the non-food items. So I needed some body wash. I decided to try this one out. My little drain stopper for the kitchen sink, that broke somehow. It came apart, so I had to buy another one of those. And then I decided it was time for us to switch out our loofahs, so I grabbed one for me and one for my husband. This is for my husband. This is what he always uses for his hair, so I grabbed one of those because he said he was out. And then some toothpaste, and then just some feminine products. Okay, you guys, and that is it. That is everything that I bought. I'm going to quickly put away the items that go in the fridge and in the freezer and leave everything else out because I need to go take a shower. I went for my walk this morning. I do 3 miles every morning, and then I usually come home and shower and then have my coffee, but I wanted to go ahead and record this for y'all, and it was a grocery pickup order day, so I wanted to show you all of that, but yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and put away the stuff in the fridge and in the freezer. I'm gonna go hop in the shower. I still need to drink my coffee. I have not had coffee yet, and I am like feeling it, like I need it right now. Okay, coffee addict much? I can't go without my coffee, you guys. I have to have it. I have to have a cup of coffee every morning, and then usually I will have one at night, and sometimes I'll do a midday coffee, but that one is rare. So most days it is 2 coffees a day. So I did get more snacks and like frozen lunch items for Jaden. This time we were just out of everything, and now that school has started, this boy gets home and he is starving. He is so hungry, and he also said that he was going to start taking some snacks to school because the lunch there at school is just not enough for him. So I guess it was just one of those weeks. It's not always $300, and I still can't wrap my head around that. Like, it was not that much. But even so, usually it is right around the $200 mark, and sometimes I'll still have to end up going to the store in between. Okay, so I had put away just the refrigerator items and the freezer items, and I didn't even organize them. I just stuck them in there because I needed to go take a shower. So I have taken my shower, so now I'm putting away all the other like pantry items. I don't have a big pantry. I just have this little like pantry cabinet, and I don't know how it's so full, and at the same time we have no food. But I do try to keep it organized. I have some bins here. Nothing is like matching or anything. I just grab whatever I have, but it is neat and organized. And of course, sometimes, you know, you get busy and you just throw things in there, and then once you throw that one first thing in there, then the next time it's like, oh, I'll do it later, I'll just throw something else in there. So that's how it becomes a mess. So eventually, every now and then, I do have to just reorganize everything, but I think on this day it was looking pretty good. All right, you guys, I have all of my fruit here that I'm about to put away. I have a couple of containers here. One's for the strawberries and one's for the grapes. And then the other ones, like the blueberries, I'll just reuse this container, and also for the kiwis. And then I'm also going to go ahead and peel these bananas and get those in the freezer as well. Just so you know, you guys, I do give it more of a swoosh than I showed on here. I cut out a lot because it's just like very repetitive. It's the same thing, but I do make sure that they are clean, and I do just use water. I tried using baking soda, I think, one time, and I did not like it. I felt like I could still taste the baking soda. I don't know if it was just in my head or what. And I haven't tried any other like fruit wash or anything like that because I don't know, something about it just doesn't seem right to me. I don't know. I don't want to soak my fruit in anything. I don't know. Does that make sense? Or am I just crazy? Let me know. So do y'all meal plan? If you don't, I highly recommend it. I used to not to. I think I've been meal planning maybe like a couple of years, and before that it was just always a struggle having to think of what to make for dinner. The thought of what to make for dinner was on my mind all day long, and then if I didn't have the ingredients for whatever came to my mind, then I'd have to go to the store. I was going to the store nearly every day to pick up items for dinner. I would grocery shop, of course, and I would pick up some meats and chicken and all of that, but the actual ingredients to make certain meals, if you're not meal planning, then you don't know what that's going to be. And once I started meal planning, I never stopped. It just made making dinner so much easier. I had everything that I needed for all of my meals, and it's just one less thing to think about, to worry about. So I love it, you guys. Once a week or whenever I run out of meals on my meal plan, I sit down, I grab my recipe book, I grab a cookbook if I'm craving something from there, or sometimes like throughout the week I'll crave something and I'll go ahead and write it in my notes for the next meal plan, and then that way I'm already ahead. And I also do ask Jaden if he's craving anything for dinner for the week, and I also ask my husband. I used to buy the meal plan notepads with the magnets on the back so I could also just hang them on the refrigerator, but I found this little magnetic whiteboard one, I think on Amazon, the last time that I had run out of my meal planner sheets, and I saw that one and I went ahead and got that one so that I would stop buying so many notepads, and that has actually worked out so great and I really like it. So yeah, if you are not meal planning, meal plan, you really should give it a try. It'll make your life so much easier. So this is the last of the fruits, you guys. I washed everything else and I'll put them away here in the refrigerator in just a minute. Okay, you guys, so I have all my meat out again so that I can separate it, but I think this bistec, this is gonna go into the freezer just like it is, because these are pretty small, so we'll have at least two for a meal for each of us, and then the ground beef is gonna go into the freezer just the way it is. And then, so the only thing that I am gonna separate are these chicken legs, and this roast, I'm gonna cut it in half. I like to write on the Ziploc bags what I'm putting in there, because once it freezes, it all just kind of looks the same. So this way I know what is what, and sometimes I will weigh them and put like how many pounds are in there, but this time I did not. I just halved it, and I'll just gauge it by looking at it. For the chicken legs, I divide them into 6 because there's 3 of us again, so each of us will have 2 for dinners. So I separate them into baggies of 6, and then I had one more out just in case there were any leftover pieces, and I'll write how many are in that bag, but it actually ended up being an even amount of 12, so it was just 2 bags of 6 each. Okay, you guys, I am almost done, but remember last video, I think it was, when I said I was gonna clean the top of my refrigerator? Well, I have not gotten around to that, and I am gonna do that today before I put away the cereal. I'm going to get the rest of my containers out. I have 2 that were up there, and I got them all washed because they had like the kitchen grease and stuff on it. So I got those washed. I think I need 2 more to bring down. But before I put those back up there, I do want to get that cleaned. So let's do that right now. And I'm actually a little bit scared to look up there because I don't know. I don't think I've ever cleaned up top there. I think I've had this refrigerator for like a year, probably more than a year, but I don't think it's been 2 years yet. And I don't think I've ever cleaned up there, so I'm a little bit scared to look up there, but I need to do that because it has just been on my mind and it's bugging me. Even though I can't see it, I know it's got to be dirty up there. So let's get that cleaned. Okay, I'm gonna bring y'all up there with me so we can look at it together. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. It is like gunky, like grease. This seems very greasy right here, so it does need cleaned. I'm gonna get my Dawn dish spray and spray that down, give it a little bit of a scrub, and then this probably needs to be washed as well. It's probably, yeah, it feels kind of greasy. Look, you can see that right there. So I'm gonna bring that down and wash it. There's a stuffed animal up here and I don't know what that is. Someone must have left that here from a party or something. So yeah, it's not too bad. Oh, and then I don't know how did my wall get stained way up here? I have no idea, but I'll clean that down also. And yeah, I mean, it's not too bad, but it is very greasy. Look at this. Ew. Ew, that's gross. Okay, it's bad. It really is bad. Look at that. Ew. Okay. Yeah, let's get this sprayed down and cleaned up. You guys, I said I've had this refrigerator for like a year, and when I was saying that, it really didn't seem like I've had it for that long, but now that I'm doing a voiceover, I was like, that can't be right. I've had it for way longer. So I went out and asked my husband, how long have we had this refrigerator? He said he doesn't know, but it's been like 3 or 4 years. So I was way off. That does sound more like it, and I felt like such a liar when I said that. But yeah, we've had it for 3 or 4 years, and it's probably been 3 or 4 years that I have not cleaned this, because I don't remember if I have. Maybe I've cleaned it once before, but it has still been way too long. Okay, you guys, and here is what we're looking like. So much better. As you can see, there's nothing else on here. It is nice and clean all over. The only thing I could not reach is way back there. There's dust back there and I just cannot reach it. I only have a 2-step ladder right now, so I can't reach that. I'm gonna have to see if my husband or Jaden can do that for me. But yeah, everything else is really clean. It's nice and it just feels clean. It doesn't have that sticky, oily feel to it anymore. So I'm glad I got that done. That can be out of my mind now. And now I'm just gonna get these boxes of cereal and the other 2 that I bought into their containers. Okay, I got the cereal up here. This one doesn't quite fit there, but it will stand there. It won't fall down. Maybe I can just set it a little bit over here. Yeah, I don't know. But as you can see, the labels are just wrong, and these are supposed to be like erasable, and you cannot get that off. Like, this has been washed so many times and it just stays on there. So I do have more labels, but I'm not going to switch those out. I'm just going to leave them because we don't always get the same cereal anyways. The only ones that I always have are the Special K, because those are the ones that I eat, and the Honey Bunches of Oats, those are the ones my husband eats. And then the other ones just kind of switch out whatever Jaden feels like eating, or if he requests anything, or just whatever I feel like grabbing at the grocery store. So those are up there. Everything is nice and clean. This one, I don't really like how that looks up there, but I'll figure something out. But yeah, that's what we have right now. This one, I think I will change the label because we do always have the Honey Bunches of Oats. So I'll probably switch that label out, but I'll do that later. We do always have cereal, but we are not cereal in the morning type people. I think all three of us have the same problem, that if we have cereal for breakfast, we just have like a weird like stomach feeling, like almost like a tummy ache. I don't know what that's due to, but no, we don't have cereal for breakfast. We do, however, have it for either maybe like a late night snack or for just like dessert type. Jaden will have cereal at night and call it dessert. I sprayed my fridge down with a stainless steel cleaner, and I'm just wiping it down, making it nice and clean and shiny. And then after this, I just have to refill some of my spices and my oil dispensers. And then after that, I'll just give the whole kitchen a good wipe down and we will be done. Okay, you guys, finally everything is put away, everything is wiped down, everything is clean. I washed all the dishes that I used and that I was gonna wash, the container that was on top of the fridge. That I am super glad is nice and clean now. I do have to get my husband or Jaden to clean in the very back area that I couldn't reach, but I'll make them do that. I'll make Jaden do that today when he gets off of school. It is already 1:54. It is almost 2 o'clock. This took me all day long, but I am here alone. I have nothing else to do. So I had plenty of time, and that's what I did. I took my time. I wasn't in a rush or anything, except for in the morning when I first got here and I hadn't had my coffee yet. But once I had my coffee, then I could take it nice and slow, and that's what I did. I got everything put away, like I said, and that is going to be it for this video, you guys. I think this was my first grocery haul video, and I hope that y'all enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye, y'all.